Legend of the Ant and the Potato. Once upon a time, there was a guy who grew up in a rich family. His house has a fish pond, cows, and many fields and gardens. That day, near his village, there was a modest, beautiful girl who was only poor. Every day the girl has to work as a hired laborer to make a living. That rich guy was once ecstatic about her beauty. Even though he was no match for her, he wished to be friends with her for 100 years. After that, thanks to a woman as a matchmaker, he met her many times and swore to marry her. Hearing him say that, the girl was extremely happy and devoted herself to him without any regrets. But the matchmaker is someone who only knows how to have money. Having received money from the rich man, she was still not satisfied. For a poor girl, she is not frazzled at all. At that time, near that area, there was a rich girl who was single. She then went to her girlfriend and told her that if she gave her a lot of money, she would make a name for that rich guy. The girl was very happy when she heard that. She gave her money to help her deal with it for her. From then on, the matchmaker always said disparaging words about the poor girl. This girl, she said, is not virtuous. Many times I have caught her fooling around with Du Van. Du Van will study well and tomorrow will pass the. Then she rekindled the guy's jealousy and anger, and at the same time said good things about the daughter she stole for 5 years and 3 years without getting tired. And her plan worked. The other guy went from being jealous to hating his ex-lover. Finally, the guy gave someone a betel nut and asked the rich girl to be his wife. On the wedding day of both parties, a poor girl was betrayed by her lover, and her heart was broken. In a moment of sadness, she jumped into the river and committed suicide. Her death made the new couple regretful and afraid. Especially the matchmaker was like a thunderbolt. When all those people died one after another and went to the underworld, the king of hell read the records, understood clearly the injustice and crime of each person and forced them to return to the living world to pay off their debt, or report back your own resentment, in a worthy way. The matchmaker was reborn into a rich man's house, and the lover was reborn as a student but had no land to settle down. As for those who are unlucky, they can stay in the underworld to monitor them and take revenge. Kai Keen, the rich man's daughter, is very beautiful and intelligent. But her father has a bad temper. He only knows about money and fame, but other than that he doesn't care about anyone else. The scholar was very handsome, studied well, wrote well, but was extremely poor. He used to carry tents and mats to take exams. His literary talent was famous throughout the period, but every time he entered the best school or was the best in the second school, he was immediately eliminated. If it doesn't make your stomach hurt, it will still violate the long rule. The unjust soul of the ungrateful person is determined not to pass by him. Every time he didn't pass, sadness and hardship tormented him. However, he still caught Ms. Keen's eye. The rich girl still believes that that student will make it. She wished she could be matched with him before she fell in love. The two met and swore to each other to keep their hearts intact. When thinking of her father, the rich girl was very sad because she knew he was difficult. There is no way he would marry his daughter to a poor man. Thinking so, she plotted to steal her father's money and buy gold to cast it into the shape of a potato. Unable to meet each other, she sent a message to her lover to pretend to be a beggar and come to her house to ask for potatoes, which she would personally hand over as a bride price. The guy disguised himself, brought a stick and went to the rich man's house to beg for food. The daughter brought out the potato, and there was a golden potato hidden inside. Then, the guy's matchmaker asked to meet Aunt. When the rich man heard that the bride price was 1 potato worth 10 gold, he was surprised. But then he also accepted. On the wedding day, when the groom's family brought the bride's gift, the bride's family rushed out to see how rich the rich man's son-in-law was. The yellow potato is wrapped in 3 or 4 layers of red cloth. Unexpectedly, when I opened it, I didn't see any gold but just a real boiled sweet potato. The girl's soul intentionally did this to be hated. They both burst out laughing. The rich man was angry and cursed loudly. Then, to mock him, he cut a potato and gave each person a piece. The student did not expect that strange thing to happen. He was both sad and embarrassed and walked away without returning home. As for Keen, he thought his lover was a big liar. He had taken the gold and made such a joke, so he got angry and died. When she went to the underworld this time, she sued the king of hell about the golden potato, but the king of hell opened the book to reveal the sins of her previous life. That's why there is a saying, "The ant you sue the potato." And later the poor boys often added, "You blame me for being hungry so someone will make me rich. My house has 9 buffaloes and 10 buffaloes, plus a fish pond to wash my feet." To mock the arrogant northern girls. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.